Hey guys, what's going on? This is RJ from Game News USA here today, back with another game review. Today we are looking at Unicorn Overlord, a very strange looking title, a very strange sounding name. However, it's on the short list for many people as Game of the Year, and we're going to find out why here shortly. We are going to look at the PlayStation 5 Metacritic score for Unicorn Overlord. But first, please remember to subscribe, and thank you all very much. Let's get right to it. So, Unicorn Overlord gets an 86 on Metacritic from the PlayStation 5. It got an 8.3 user score. The critics gave it 42 positive reviews. And we're going to be looking at that today. Also, I want to mention that it got an 89 on the Nintendo Switch version, which is kind of crazy too. And it's generally well received and universally praised. So let's see what some of these critics had to say. We have one perfect score. This is from RP Gamer, giving it a 100, saying Unicorn Overlord is a masterfully crafted video game. The player is given as much or as little to do as they wish, with every new nation, stage, backstory, and time-engrossing side adventure all weaving into one another in a way that never feels forced. What a review. Vandal with a 92. Unicorn Overlord delivers a deeply engaging tactical RPG experience with nods to classics like Ogre Battle and Fire Emblem. When you say Fire Emblem, you're winning me over. Tech Gaming with a 91. Like many of Vanilleware's previous efforts, sight, sound, and story effortlessly intermingle in Unicorn Overlord. CG Magazine with a 90. Unicorn Overlord combines a stellar Vanillaware aesthetic and a tactical RPG experience that feels like a modern classic in the making. And we have several scores that gave it a 90. So many. However, I want to highlight other scores. We have an 88 from Playzine, saying Vanillaware does it again. It's a strategic RPG with a simple story yet full of charm. It borrows, reshapes, and presents a certain genre in its own unique way. Spazio Games with an 87. We cannot avoid praising the courage of a small tech team such as Vanillaware in creating a niche and bold title like this. We loved every minute of the 60 plus hours spent in Unicorn Overlord, and we're already looking forward to Vanillaware's next title. So I notice a ton of praise for the developers of the game, almost to the point where they're praising more the developer than they are the game itself. Which always baffles me a little bit. Credit to the developer for sure. But can we talk a little more about the game that came out? GameStar with an 86. Tactically demanding genre mix that won't get boring anytime soon, despite weakness in the story. We got our first little nitpick here. A little bit of weakness in that story. A little bit of weakness, they say. A few 86s in there. 85 from Game Informer. I thought Game Informer was shut down. Oh, wait. That's right. I'm reviewing a game from March because I'm a... Game Informer with an 85. Saying, from beginning to end, the game feels crafted, balanced, and deep without sacrificing approachability. Set aside preconceptions from the unusual name, and you'll find an epic well worth exploring. Game Informer, I will miss you. I say that every time. I still see you up when I'm doing reviews that I probably should have done months ago. Mara Station with an 83. Unicorn Overlord is a deep tactical RPG ideal for strategic fans besides its weak story. That's the second time we've heard the criticism of a weak story. I will say that with a game that looks and plays like Unicorn Overlord, the story, to me, is so secondary to the gameplay experience. Ton of 80s. Metro Game Central saying a wonderfully weird console strategy game that's inspired by the past but forges its very own distinct legend with beautiful visuals and deep but accessible gameplay. Digital Trends, Game Rant, Eurogamer, Impulse Gamer all gave it an 80. And actually, that's the bottom score for this, is an 80. Believe it or not. An 80 is the low-end score for this game. So the high end is perfect, the low end is 80. Overall, it's an 86 on PlayStation 5. And it's an 8.3 user score. It's an 89 on Nintendo. In fact, why don't we go to the Nintendo version real quick and see who gave it perfects. So with a perfect 100, digitally downloaded, said, I have to go back to 2018 and Nier Automata. Wow, that was 6 years ago now. To think of a game that stunned me quite as much as Unicorn Overlord. Touch Arcade with a perfect 100. As I dug deeper into my Unicorn Overlord playthroughs across Switch and PS5, it hit me that Vanillaware is like the Australian band King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, who keep exploring different genres. I don't know any of those references. The Sixth Axis with a perfect 100, saying Unicorn Overlord's bounty of tactical systems, beautiful visuals, and compelling medieval fantasy make it an easy choice for strategy RPG of the year. Wow. And you know what? I really needed to pick this game up. I know I should have picked this game up months ago. But I love Fire Emblem, and if it's kind of like that, or triangle strategy, I'm on board. You guys have sold me. Digital Chumps with a perfect 100, saying Unicorn Overlord is a masterpiece of a strategy role-playing game. Its presentation and giving players freedom to play as they like, go as strategically deep as they like, and the masterful onboarding of often complicated strategy RPG elements makes it compelling and beautiful. Indeed. And what's the low score? The low score on the Switch is actually a 75 by Player 2, saying all of these options can seem overwhelming, but somehow feel less daunting than a Fire Emblem entry. I don't know about that. But they still gave it a 75. Why don't we go to the Xbox? I have not mentioned the Xbox version of this game. Only had 11 critic reviews. Interesting, Xbox is getting less and less critic reviews these days. The high score here is a 97 by Generation Xbox, saying one of the great surprises of this 2024 and a must-have title in the library of every tactical role-playing lover. Immerse yourself in the world of Fivrith and help Aelin lead the Liberation Army in a struggle to defeat the terrifying Xenorarian Empire. So, try to give away the synopsis there. And their low review is an 80 by Eurogamer, saying Vanillaware's beautiful art brings to life a staggeringly deep strategy RPG where building units is just as fun as orchestrating battles. And why don't we look at some of the user scores? Shall we? Let's look at some of the user scores here. Now, out of these user scores, it's an 8.3. We have 236 positive, which is a 78%. We have 45 mixed, which is 15%. And we have 23 negative reviews with an 8%. And I want to go ahead and let's look at the recently added scores. We're just going to go off the people that have recently spoken on the issue. Serpentaurus with a 4 out of 10. Saying 5 kg of Ogre Battle, 2 liters of Odin Sphere, 5 tablespoons of Final Fantasy XII, a half pound of the Game Boy experience, immersion, and presentation greatness, a pinch of triangle strategy and Fire Emblem, tied up with Final Fantasy Rebirth for my personal game of the year. A total masterpiece. Well, Guy, I'd hate to break it to you. If you think it's that freaking good, why did you give it a 4 out of 10? You dumbass. Carden683 gave it a 10 out of 10, saying, fantastic game, deep, rich storyline, rewarding and engaging gameplay. I could go on. And we have a 2 out of 10 for some reason from Night 4, saying, absolute disaster, cannot see text or anything, and controls feel horrendous. Release on the PC with text scaling, and I'll reconsider review. That is from Night 4, with some strong words. We have a 1 out of 10 from a user here, who says, it's from Phuz, Phuz, saying, I started the demo and did not play very long at all. It's a whopping huge shit show to me. I think the only reason I carried on for the short time I did was because it had a great OST. The music sadly does not make up for the rest. Speaking of the music, I've had it playing in the background this entire review, if you've heard it. This has all been music that's been from Unicorn Overlord. I'm going to end this with a perfect 10 from a user, Turn-Based Wins, saying, now this is a good time. Now this is a good game that Square Enix can learn a lesson from. Not much to say except Kino! 9.79 out of 10, rounded up to 10. The Kino Casino is even making an appearance in a Unicorn Overlord user scores review. They're everywhere. The casino always wins. Get felted, bitches. Anyway, guys, that was the Unicorn Overlord Metacritic scores, the audience scores, the reviews on various platforms. If you haven't picked it up already, consider it. Take a look at it. I know I will be. And thank you all for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit a like, share, and subscribe. Thank you all very much. Peace. Have a good one.